Spring Training 2023 continues from Salt River Fields down in Scottsdale, Arizona. And tonight, the Rockies welcome in the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians who won the American League Central a year ago in town as spring training winds down. Glad as always you're along. 5 days from today, the Rockies will tee it up for real in San Diego against the Padres with Jeff Hewson. I'm Drew Goodman. We have some news to tell you about. It's not current news. It's a few days old now, but Jurickson Profar was signed by the Rockies a few days ago. Will not be here yet. He's still going through some visa issues, but this is a veteran guy that has been very productive, and the Rockies know him well.
Well, I look at this with Chris Bryant moving from left field to right field, with the unfortunate news of Sean Bouchard being injured in left field. I think this is a great sign. He gives you that veteran presence. It's a guy that has been there, done that. What I like about him also is he's a switch hitter. He can hit leadoff. Last year, he did that 90 times for the Padres, played 147 games out in left field. So he gives you a lot of energy. A guy that has been there, done that. He also just got done playing in the WBC. He has 20 post-game experiences. So for me, when I look at Jurickson, this guy can come in immediately and fill a void, not only in left field, but also hitting leadoff.
A couple other notes about him. He's still pretty young. He was the #1 prospect in all of baseball when he was a shortstop in the Rangers organization, got to the big leagues as a teenager. Another note, Bam Bam, Hensley Mullins is the new hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies. They're both from Curacao. He knows him well. He was just working with him in the WBC.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about it is you're not coming into a strange situation as a player. You know somebody and you have that familiarity with Hensley. And so for those two, immediately you have that chemistry.
And as this was pointed out by Billy Schmidt and Buddy Black, they're not blocking anybody because it was a one-year deal and the Rockies are deep with outfielders coming. But this was a strong sign by Colorado, given the injury that Huey mentioned to Sean Bouchard. When we come back, we'll talk about another new veteran, and that is Mike Moustakas, who came a couple of weeks ago, and he's been on fire since he arrived in Scottsdale. More with Jenny in a moment in front of baseball tonight.
AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Steel. Find your Steel dealer at steeldealers.com. And by Southwest Airlines, big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. What a beautiful evening in the desert as we welcome you back to Salt River Fields. Jenny Kavnar with you down here in the Rockies dugout. And it's that time of year. We are days away from opening day 2023. So clubs all across the valley have to make some tough roster decisions. That includes the Rockies. And for Bud Black today, some of those decisions were made. In fact, includes a name that wasn't even with the club a couple weeks ago. Of course, you know the familiarity of Ty Block, Colorado native. He was added to the 40-man roster, as was super utility Harold Castro. He'll fill a great void for the Rockies on the bench. Jake Bird, Peter Lambert were the options. Now for Mike Moustakas. The Moose is loose in a Colorado Rockies uniform. The 12-year veteran. He is here to stay for the season. And, well, the news from Buddy, it was very emotional.
Really emotional. I got to talk to my wife and my kids back home, and they were really excited. So it was a really cool feeling to, you know, be back in Major League Baseball and playing for this great organization. And you know, I'm just really happy to be here for sure.
He's going to be very valuable, helping with the young guys too. He likes to talk hitting. You know, every day in the cage we talk a lot about hitting. We bring the young guys in like Toglia and Veen and these guys to teach him a little bit about his experience. So he's going to be great.
Well, that experience includes a world championship, and for Bud Black today, that was part of it. This guy's been there, he's done that. He signed a huge contract with the Cincinnati Reds. In the last 3 years, it didn't work out. He wasn't healthy. But a healthy Mike Moustakas, who's hitting .367 here this spring with lots of extra base hits, he would do a lot of good for the Colorado Rockies lineup. We are getting set for one of the final spring training games as we are counting you down to the season. Should be a lot of fun here against the Guardians tonight. First pitch coming up next.
For baseball, as the Rockies and Cleveland Guardians are set to go, and the first pitch of the evening, Carl Kaufman's delivery is fouled off by Miles Straw, and it's 0-1. Carl Kaufman, a product of the University of Michigan, AA and AAA last year.
Yeah, he had to sit out, remember, in 2019 after he just got drafted in the 2020 with COVID. So he's just has 233 innings under his minor league belt. So I think this is a good opportunity for him tonight as he comes out in one of the last spring training games for the Rockies.
And that pitch is fouled off. That's where he's going to work. He's going to work 89 to 91. He's going to sink the baseball. It's not overwhelming stuff.
No,
good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
though.
he's got to be able to hit his spots, but he has a really good changeup. That's probably his out pitch. We'll also throw a four-seamer and a slider.
Now, Kaufman, when he was at Michigan, helped lead the Wolverines to the College World Series Finals in 2019. He went 19-10 with a 2.99 ERA. Pitching for Michigan. Here's the 1-2 to Straw. And that slider's hitting the air to right center field. Daza on the move, and he runs it down in right center. Take a look at the Southwest batting order for the Guardians, who won 92 ball games last year and surprised a lot of folks. Will Brennan's going to make the club. He's in center field. We'll see him up next. And Stephen Kwan, who had a sensational rookie year. Oscar Gonzalez will bat fourth. Mike Zunino comes from Tampa. Big pop. David Fry, Jose Tena, Milan Tolentino will play second base and bat eighth, and Reynel Delgado will be at third base, and he's batting ninth. That pitch a little bit low to Will Brennan. He's one of the top 10 prospects in Cleveland's system entering the season. And this ball is hit pretty well to left center field, and this one is going to get that off the top of the wall. Yeah, I thought for a moment it went over the wall and kicked back, so it's a one-out double for Brennan.
Well, I think it shows you why he's one of those top prospects, Drew, with this swing. It was just a sinker that didn't sink much, just over the heart of the plate. He goes to left center field, right off that top of the padding out in left center field, so he had to drive it that way.
Will's a young man who was actually born in Colorado Springs.
Well, his dad is big with the USA sled hockey team.
Oh, so
we got a little background info on that one.
I was going to say, with your hockey background and your son Kyle's background, maybe they overlapped at some point. Here's Kwan. Boy, what a good two-way player he was for Cleveland a year ago. And he lines this to the left side for a base hit. Brennan runs well. He's coming home. And the throw will be cut off. So it's 1-0 Cleveland on the Kwan base hit.
It's kind of what Cleveland did all of last year. They weren't expected to do much. But at the end of the year, they won 92 ball games, and they were 11 games better than the White Sox.
Here's big Oscar Gonzalez. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Well, to your point, remember we were chatting with Terry Francona around this time a year ago. There's only a few days left in spring training.
I think it was the last game of spring training last year.
I think you may be right. And Tito is always, honest, and he has such a big personality. This is popped up left side. Got a couple of shortstop books over there. Alan Trejo's playing third, so he steps in front of Tovar, makes the catch. But anyhow, he said to us, we asked him, what kind of club? He goes, I don't know, man, it could be tough. Because they had 17 rookies play a year ago. He said, and he was being honest. He thought it was going to be a difficult journey.
A learning year.
A learning year. And we were kidding him about that about 45 minutes ago. He said, last year you told us it's going to be tough. You win 92 games in the division. He goes, I was scared to death.
What did he also say? I'm kind of scared to death this year, too. I think that's just the nature of managers.
Yeah, but again, to your observation, they played the game really well. They didn't have the guys that were going to, hit 3-run home runs left and right. Well, Jose Ramirez, a big star, but they ran really well. They played great defense.
Well, especially, too, after trading away Francisco Lindor. So you're thinking, wow, what's going to happen now? I just... The limited time I was able to watch Cleveland last year, I was just impressed with, they weren't just station to station. They ran the bases great. They knew kind of what their identity was. Wasn't going to be hitting a lot of home runs, so we got to be able to do some of the other little things.
Zunino fouls it back, so it's 1-1.
Speaking of Zunino, we've seen him with Seattle and Tampa. I walked by him today.
Big dude.
He's got a catcher's body. If you're looking in the dictionary and you're going, okay, what does a catcher's body? Well, Mike Zunino. He was, oh my goodness.
Takes up some room.
Yeah.
That's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Well, you mentioned Frankie Lindor. They trade him to the Mets. They, couldn't come to a long-term deal with them, and they got their middle infield for years to come with Ahmad Rosario. Not to step off.
That's a balk.
Yep, he did balk. So Carl Kaufman. Or was that the third disengagement?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And that's why it was a good move by Kwan.
And that's smart. That's smart by Stephen Kwan to do that. And you're going to see that more and more this year with those rules about pitchers only being able to throw over 2 times. A third time they've got to be able to pick them off. And we've already talked about the disengagement from the rubber.
Well, that's why even early in at bat with a runner at first, if you can get him bouncing around to disengage, this is toward right center field, and it is going to drop. Bryant couldn't get there, Daza couldn't get there, and that balk, or the multiple disengagements beyond 2, is going to cost the Rockies a run.
I know it's a tough lesson for Carl right now with having that runner in scoring position out at second base, but better for it to happen during spring training than during the regular season. And this just split the gap. It was just great placement by Zunino in between Jonathan and Chris out in right field.
Here's David Fry. Sliders in there for a strike on Fry. He's hit a couple of home runs. It's off his foot.
I had this question asked of me the other day with something just like this had happened. A foul ball off a guy's foot. What about the pitch clock? What's going to happen? Well, the umpire does have the judgment, kind of like what he's doing right now, to be able to walk around for a moment to let that hitter, or if it was a catcher that got nicked with the foul ball, to be able to recover and not just say immediately, okay, clock starting.
1-2. Changeup's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fry. He was in the Milwaukee organization. Came last year to complete a trade. He's not been in the big leagues yet. And that's strike 3. Pena on the inside corner in the inning. A couple of runs on 3 hits, a pair of doubles for Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Guardians over the Rockies. Jonathan Daza is going to lead off. Here's the Southwest batting order tonight for Buddy Black. Good to see Charlie Blackmon back in there. He's been dealing with some lower back spasms, and all along Buddy said he's going to be just fine, and here he is back in the lineup. So it'll be his 9th game of the spring. And you see the rest of the lineup, and that first fastball from Shane Bieber is a little bit too tall, so it's ball 1. Bieber, who's the ace of the Cleveland staff, final tune-up before the regular season. And this is on the ground to short, and 10-0 throw across, a little bit high, and he still gets an out call. Well, Shane Bieber has quite a resume, and he's had a terrific spring. He fashioned a 288 last year. Outstanding slider, does not throw as hard as he once did.
No, but he's still super effective. This will be his 4th straight year where he's been the opening day starter for Cleveland, still just 27 years of age. To your point, that 92, it used to be 94, 95, maybe even a couple ticks higher than that, but man, does he know how to pitch. We've got to give the obligatory too. He went to UCSB for Spilly.
Well, Spilly's not here, so
we don't have to.
Yeah, I didn't.
I got him.
I got Charlie on the elbow guard, so it's 1 out. He'll go down to first. I think with Charlie being out for the last 10 days or so, really important, Huey, in these last 3-4 ball games to see a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and that's what Charlie. Anytime a player's been out towards the end of spring training, I think it's a case where you feel still like, oh, man, I got to catch up. But for Charlie, he's been around enough that I think if he just approaches it like he does any other game where he's trying to see pitches, he's going to be just fine. It's just good to see him back playing, not just the last day of the season, but 3 or 4 days before you break camp.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's been great to see is a healthy Chris Bryant this spring, and he has had a marvelous March down here in Scottsdale. Hit another homer yesterday, his 4th, also threw out a double.
What I've been impressed with this spring for Chris is going the other way too, with authority. We saw him get some hits that way last year, but there was nothing that was really driven to right field.
Here's the 2-0, and that's pulled foul.
But you can just tell everything's working in sync. The back's fine, the foot's fine, the swing is fine.
And you know the back's fine and the legs are good. Again, with the fact that he's driven the ball out of the ballpark 4 times in a relative handful of at-bats. 2-2.
Well, if it's not fine, you wouldn't be able to stay back because you get jumpy. It's like, I know I'm going to get beat, and my body's telling me that I can't get there, so I've got to lunge more at the ball.
And Bieber able to get Bryant for the 2nd out. This is his pitch.
This is a tough pitch too when you put it exactly where he did, because it's coming out of the hand. Your eyes process it as a fastball, and then it dives away from you as a hitter. And it's got that variance of about 8 miles an hour from his fastball.
Here's Ryan McMahon, and Ryan's had a very solid spring. We were chatting with him around the cage this afternoon. He feels like he's in a really good spot. Charlie at first after being hit by a pitch. 2-0 Cleveland, just underway. 2-0 for Mack. He got a fastball, didn't catch up. 2-1. In batting practice today, he almost hit one completely out of the stadium to center field.
It went high up under that back wall.
And that's a base hit right center field. Charlie will cut the bag at second, head to third.
Well, that's the first instance right there where last year that probably wasn't out with the shift because of where this ball went. How many times did we see that shortstop right there? But instead it's a base hit. Charlie cuts the bag at second base knowing that he can get to third.
We'll make mention of that quite a bit.
Well, I mean, you've seen it in spring training with Corey Seager's numbers. I mean, like, he needs any more help, but The shift's going to help him. It's going to help Charlie, any left-handed hitter.
Here's Moustakas. He's been around only a couple of weeks. Jenny was talking about how quickly he has gotten the swing back where he wants it. He's not been real healthy the last 3 years, but he truly, you could hear it in the soundbite, really excited to be with the Rockies, excited to continue on with what has been an outstanding career. That'll be the third out. 2-0 as we head to the second. Cleveland in front from Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. Cactus League Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito is now at Taco Bell, but not for long, so try it today. It's been a spring training where a sweatshirt and on occasion a rain poncho has been necessary. This is the coolest spring training that I can recall.
Oh, me too. And when you factor in also the rain that's been happening down here.
Really throughout the West.
Yeah.
Jose Tena takes outside, so it's 2-0. Or excuse me, 1-1. Let me correct that. 7-8-9 for Cleveland here in the second. On the ground on 2.5 hops to short. Tovar with a strong arm, one gone. I like watching Ezekiel on both sides of the baseball. Smooth defensively. And you may recall when he came up late last year, he was not 100% or close to it physically. He was still dealing with a hip flexor injury that kept him on the sideline for better part of 2 months. And I don't think he had his typical range.
Well, he wasn't moving like what I'm seeing this spring. You understand, as a player, you're guarding against injuring it again.
Tolentino fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. And in left field, Michael Toglia tucks it away. 2 gone. Take a look at the Rockies defensively on this Saturday night. Toglia, Daza, Bryant in the outfield. Chris Bryant will play far more right field this year than left field. When he was healthy last year, he was in left field. He did not get any reps at third base in a Rockies uniform last season. Trejo, Tovar on the left side. McMahon, with the injury to Brendan Rodgers, will primarily play second this season. Mike Moustakas can play first and third. And obviously, Moustakas can DH as well. Brian Servin will serve as the primary backup to Elias Diaz behind the plate, as he did last year. 2 strikes on Reynel Delgado.
This would be nice for Carl if he can get this hitter right on this next pitch. A little nice bounce back inning for him.
You know, we used to use this term, oh, this guy works quickly. Now everybody's got to work quickly.
Have to. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the younger guys, the guys that had experienced it last year. You know, down on the minor leagues for Kaufman, he threw 13 games down in Albuquerque. And I think what we've seen too from the start of spring training to now, how many less infractions there are.
That is foul. Yeah, it's been cut by more than half since the opening week or 10 days of spring training.
And who were the guys that were guilty of that? More of the veteran guys.
More of the veteran guys. Good pickup by Moustakas. He'll handle it himself, and indeed, it was a good bounce back inning for Carl Kaufman. A couple of ground balls, fly ball. Middle of 2-0 Guardians on this Saturday evening.
Many planned passports are now on sale. With a passport, there's no need to worry about a set plan or a set number of seats. You can reserve discounted tickets when it fits your schedule. So go to Rockies.com for details.
At the bottom of the zone, strike one. Shane Bieber working to Michael Tolia, the former UCLA standout. He's hit 3 home runs this spring training. And a big switch hitter swings and misses there on an all-speed delivery. It's 0-2. Tolia got his feet wet at the big league level last year. In the battle trying to break with the club out of spring training this season. He's versatile. I mean, as big as he is, we talked about it so much when he came up last year, Huey. He's a really good athlete. He's terrific with the glove at first, but he'll hold his own in a corner outfield spot.
Yeah, and that's where he impressed me last year, because you figured his defense at first, way he could move, but it was the outfield play that really opened my eyes.
And Tolia's gone. Second strikeout for Shane Bieber. And that'll bring up a guy like his manager that has been grinning ear to ear for the last 22 hours approximately. The former San Diego State standout Alan Trejo. And of course, Buddy Black went to San Diego State. The Aztecs are into the Elite Eight.
Taking down Alabama.
Taking down #1 seed in Alabama. Did he make that catch? He did.
He did. I thought he dropped it into the stands.
David Fry made that catch.
Guys dealing with a lot down there. You got the camera well and then the short wall. You got kids with their gloves. Everybody's looking out for the baseball over there.
So Ezekiel Tovar will come up. Too quickly gone. And Tovar takes a strike. So I texted Buddy last night right after the game. And actually ended up running into him at a restaurant. And I mean, you know how Buddy is.
Yeah.
He was so fired up with the Aztecs going to the Elite Eight.
I was too, for the Mountain West.
I was really pleased for the Mountain West because it's such a good basketball conference, and yet in the tournament, that's a base hit for Tovar. In the tournament, they haven't done super well of late. Last year, 4 teams in, everybody lost in the first round. This year, again, Nevada went out, and Utah State went out, but San Diego State's carrying the banner. And Buddy is all in. So a 2-out single for Tovar, and batting 9th in Buddy's lineup is Brian Servin. And the clock resets with a runner on to 20. As soon as, after a foul ball, as soon as the pitcher catches the baseball. And the hitter has to be not only in the box, but engaged with the pitcher, looking at the pitcher with 8 seconds to go. And that is on one hop to short. Tenna handles it, and that is all for the Rockies in the second. So we'll go to inning number 3, Cleveland leading 2-0.
Guardians up 2-0 over the Rockies. We head to the top of the third, and down here in the dugout, Kyle Freeland joining us, announced that he'll basically be the home opener starter, which is very exciting for you, of course, in your backyard. Obviously, you have a game before that to worry about, but what's that nod like for you to know you get to do opening day at Coors Field once again?
It's always fun. I mean, it's a holiday, down in Lodo and Blake Street for opening day. So being able to, this is my 3rd home opener now. So yeah, it's always special. Looking forward to it. Having everyone out in the crowd. It's a holiday.
Of course, you're just coming off the WBC with Team USA. Can you put into words what the experience was like? I saw you on that first, practice day, and you didn't get that grin off your face to be around those guys and wear USA.
Yeah, that was it was an experience unlike any other. It was playoff baseball in March, and you got to do it, for your country, which was, even more special to be able to do that and to be in the clubhouse with those guys and compete against the world's best was something I'll never forget. And it's one of those experiences that I'll encourage guys 3 years from now if they're asked to suit up for their country to go and do it, because it's one of those things that is it's truly incredible.
I think baseball's in a really good spot right now after the WBC. There's a lot of excitement internationally about it, and to know you got to be a part of that. Obviously, one of the most exciting championship games we've seen that you get a pitch in. Take me through the at-bat against Shohei Ohtani, because, that felt unbelievable watching. I can't imagine, as the pitcher, what that felt like.
Yeah, I got done warming up in the bullpen. I asked our bullpen coach, who I do up, and showed me, and sure enough, Shohei was leading off that inning, and I'm like, oh, great, get to start this one off with one of the best players on the face of the earth. But it was one of those things that you're just going to battle, and being able to face him, came out on the right side with it with a strikeout to start off the inning, breath of fresh air, and it's a lot of fun competing against a guy like that.
Can you compare your amp level? You've been in the playoffs. I think of the wild card game in 2018 at Wrigley Field. Was it right up there with that?
Very, very similar. Playoff atmosphere, crowds going nuts, high intensity, heart rate's going. You got to do everything you can to keep your focus. And the closest thing I can put it is playoff baseball. Obviously we haven't been to a World Series, but like you said, that Cubs game, the wild card in 17 against the Diamondbacks, the NLDS against the Brewers, those kind of feelings were exactly the same that I had.
No offense to getting back here, but I can only imagine after going high competition and then getting back to spring training, it's a little bit of an adjustment. Were you guys able to bring some of that energy back with you, having that experience with Daniel Bard?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Daniel talked about it after our outings and, after games, like how much fun that was, the excitement level, the amount of adrenaline we had. So being able to take that, spring training is a little different, things dulled down a little bit, but, being able to take that energy right into the season, we're going to be able to keep that intensity, and hopefully we can rub off on these guys, what that feels like, and make sure that they're locked in and having the same feeling.
The roster's starting to take shape here as we approach opening day on Thursday. I want to get your take, because I know you really challenged the pitchers specifically at the beginning of this year to say, this is enough. We can't do this. We have to perform better. Who's impressed you at camp that maybe might not make this roster, but Rockies fans should keep an eye on in terms of pitching?
There's a lot of exciting guys that we have, especially younger guys who are chomping at the bit. We got Peter Lambert, who's back healthy, Seabald over from Boston, who we're excited to see. Feltner seems like he's taken big steps forward over the past 2 years, and especially this offseason, working with him, seeing him throw, and the times I got to see him throw in camp, definitely impressed with his growth in this game. So I'm excited to see him continue to do his thing out on the mound.
You took us right through the inning there, so thanks so much, Kyle. We appreciate it, and look forward, of course, to that home opener in the season getting started, as Freeland will pitch on Friday night first in San Diego. We'll be right back.
2-0 ball game. The Guardians leading the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order, Jonathan Daza, and he takes a fastball from Shane Bieber down Spear Boulevard, which is not close to where we are right now. How about down Scottsdale Road? Or... Here's the 0-1 on Daza. Breaking ball. Did he hold up? I believe he did. 1-1.
Shea Boulevard.
Boulevard. Yeah. You kind of have a home not too far from Shea Boulevard. One of 7 homes the Houston family has around the country. 6. You got rid of one?
Yeah.
This is in the air to shallow right. Oscar Gonzalez is out there, 1 out. Always ask you this. Invariably, there'll be 2 or 3 night games on this spring training schedule, and it's always nice when one happens later in the spring, isn't it, for a player?
And early on, I really like the day game, that routine that you get on. But late in the spring, I don't mind sprinkling in a couple night games. You're still going to wake up like at 5:30 in the morning like you normally would. But for spring training, I should say, because normally we don't wake up till like 10. But I do like it. It starts to get you into that rhythm and routine of the regular season.
Yeah, because what, 80% of the games are played in the evening.
Unless you're
and
the
yet
Cubs.
In spring training, unless you're the Cubs.
Yeah.
But even with the Cubs now, there's more naturally.
I think they can only do 21-day games now, I think it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And Bieber strikes out Charlie for the second out. That's third strikeout for Bieber.
There's no secret why he's been the opening day starter for 4 straight years, is the ability just to pitch. I mean, he's the definition of a pitcher.
He may have the best, you know, he calls it a slider. It's a power curveball,
yeah.
whatever way you want to describe it, the vertical tilt on that in that mid-80s range is as good as anyone possesses in baseball.
And it's late, too. That was more of the baby cutter, or whatever you want to call it, baby slider. But it's so late because it has that rotation, and then it's just diving away from the right-hander especially.
And he paints there with the fastball, so it's 1-2 on Bryant. Bryant struck out on the breaking ball his first time up. And Chris last night, his 4th home run of the spring. That's against Milwaukee, and he rolls this to the middle of the diamond. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Bieber. 2-0 as we head to the 4th in Scottsdale. 5 days in front of the opener in San Diego.
Guardians up 2-0. We go to the top of the 4th here for spring training action. There's German Marquez. He's set to make another opening day start, as Bud Black announced. He'll be facing Blake Snell, who will open things up for the San Diego Padres, who of course spent a lot of money once again this offseason. A nice NL West matchup, but for Marquez, a big feather in the cap. That's what Bud Black always calls the opening day starter nod. And for German, this will be his 3rd opening day. Most in team history. You think about that team history. The 30th anniversary of the Rockies this year. In fact, the guys are wearing those patches on their uniform now. So it's going to be special for sure. And as we mentioned, Kyle Freeland will get that home opener start coming up the following Thursday in Denver. So for Herman, he's very excited. And you guys, he missed getting to go to the WBC. He was really pumped to be with Team Venezuela, and that hamstring injury early here in spring held him back. So I think for him, this is extra special and a milestone to look forward to.
And it's very deserved. He has had not a good spring. He has had a great spring. In fact, along with Shane Bieber, 2 of the most dominant guys among starting pitchers in the Cactus League. He has struck out 20. He has allowed 2 walks in 17 innings and allowed 1 run. And that was a home run, a solo home run yesterday. He went 6 innings against Milwaukee. And he has been terrific, and he's looking to bounce back. Let's be, honest about it. I mean, he was disappointed with his season last year. ERA just a smidgen under 5. He gave up a number of home runs. A year prior, he was an all-star.
Just 11 hits given up in those 17 innings this spring, and as you mentioned, just 2 walks. But here's a guy that has 63 wins, which is 4th in franchise history.
And Oscar Gonzalez pulls this to the left field corner, and he will have a leadoff double.
He really pulled his hands in well on that swing. Just knows how close they are to his body, especially that back right elbow. That tells you that that pitch was just barreling in onto the hands. And the only way you can do that is if you pull your hands close to your belly to get that barrel to the baseball.
He's a strong kid. He had 11 home runs in the big leagues last year. A couple of years back, he hit 31 in the minor leagues. Mike Zunino takes away. He had an RBI double in the first. Both runs for Cleveland came in that opening frame against Kaufman. Here in the waning days of spring training, the Rockies will also throw Justin Lawrence, Brent Suter, Dinelson Lamet,
Brad Hand potentially, and Daniel Bard tonight. It'll be Daniel's first appearance since pitching with Team USA with Kyle Freeland in the WBC.
It'll be good to get Daniel a couple ball games before you break camp and open up in San Diego on Thursday.
You see there's a 70% chance of rain in San Diego? Come on, man.
I know.
Ground ball to third. Trejo will hold Gonzalez at second. One out.
Oh, how about all the praise for Alan Trejo in the WBC at shortstop for Team Mexico?
I'm a huge fan, I know you are as well, of Alan Trejo. On the field, off the field, plays a number of spots. He's got a terrific glove. He's got some bat to his game. And, I mean, he's an A-plus guy. And congratulations, Alan got engaged in the offseason.
Yeah, so a lot of great things happening in Alan's life and career. It was just fun. I mean, I'm a big fan of the WBC. I just love. I would watch team like Israel against whoever just because it was fun and you didn't know what was going to happen.
And it was such a hit internationally, and it was well received in the United States. And I also think, and you heard Jenny's interview with Kyle, so many of the U.S. players, Tovar comes and gets this, 2 outs. So many of the U.S. players, and I mean big stars. I mean, from a position player standpoint, you had so many huge names, beginning with Trout, and Betts, and you know, Real Muto, and Nolan Arenado, and Paul Goldschmidt, and on, right? And they all, to a man, were effusive in their praise of the tournament and how special it was to them, which means going forward in 3 years, you're going to see everyone say, hey, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, sign me up.
Please select me. Good job by Kaufman after the leadoff double to Gonzalez. He gets the next 3 as Tenna flies out. We're in the middle of the 4th, 2-0 Guardians. The double steak grilled cheese burrito is now at Taco Bell, but not for long, so try it today. Another thing I love about spring training.
What's that?
I mean, there's so many activities for the kids beyond just watching the ball game. I mean, they can get the wiffle ball game going out in extreme right field. You can roll down the hill, though if you roll down the hill tonight, you're going to knock some people over. Okay, we have a special guest to the booth. I don't know if we have a camera that's available. Ryan McMahon's leading it off. We have this little camera right here. Does this thing work? This is like the smallest. This is the smallest camera in history. But Kelsey Wingert's joined us. She's coming back slowly. She's not working tonight.
right.
Yeah. She's got to, get a feel for Scottsdale. And
she's not going to just show up on game day. She's going to come here the day before.
Are you working tomorrow? You are working tomorrow. Give me a fist bump. Well, Kelsey Wingert tomorrow. She's flat. We're going to go on from center field, Kelsey. Hold on. And another base hit for McMahon. See if he gets 2 out of this. He's going to take a hard turn, and he is going to extend it to a double. Good base running by McMahon. He's now 2 for 2.
I kind of forced that center fielder into that bobble with the base hit. It's the same exact spot as that last hit. It's just a great thing coming out of the box, knowing that you got that base hit. It'll bobble out center field by Will Brennan, and Mac ends up at second.
That'll bring up Mike Moustakas. Well, Kelsey, we're gonna have to wait a moment now.
She'll be on tomorrow. I mean, it's just great. We got the gang's back together. We got Jenny's here. We got Kelsey. Oh man, life's good.
Mac's going to tag this ball to fairly deep center field. Brennan makes the catch, and Mac will move up 90 feet. Well done. So productive at bat for Moustakas, who's had nothing but productive at bat since
signing on with the Rockies. And with one out, McMahon at third, and Michael Tolia will come up. Second look at Shane Bieber, struck out swinging on an off-speed delivery his first time.
With Matt getting out over to third, now it's an opportunity for Michael to just get the ball in play. It's easier said than done sometimes against somebody like Shane Bieber, but you have to be able to do that with less than 2 outs in the infield back.
And Huey, you were a different hitter than Tolia. Tolia is a guy that can hit the ball consistently over the wall. You were a contact guy. But even with Michael here, 2-0 middle innings, do you have that approach from the outset of the at-bat, or do you say, the first strike's for me, I'm going to try to drive it, and then...
Well, I think if it's somebody less than Shane Bieber, then maybe, you know, but not this type of quality pitcher, number one pitcher. You've got to take your chances and take your swings whenever the situation arises.
So now Tolia will have to work out of an 0-2 ditch. 2-0 Cleveland. McMahon, who doubled, moved to third on the long fly ball from Moustakas. Inside, so that levels the count at 2-2. There's two kinds of get them in, right? There's infield back where you just get the ball in play, and you're going to get the run infield in. You got to get the ball in the air.
Two different swings.
And Tolia goes down again. So now they're 2 outs, and it will take a knock or some sort of a wild pitch pass ball to get McMahon home.
Yeah, we've been talking about this heavy slider, curve, whatever you want to call it. It just has such downward tilt to it. And most of the time you feel like, okay, I got in the ditch 0-2, but I got back to 2-2. Everything's going to start to feel a little bit better, but then he throws you that pitch. And as you mumble into yourself as you go back to the dugout.
So here's Alan Trejo. Saw one pitch from Bieber and fouled out along the first base line, and Trejo's going to come through. Lobs it into short right center field. Rockies are on the board. Alan Trejo makes it 2-1. There's just a gamer element to Alan Trejo that you gotta like.
Yeah, we were talking about the WBC a moment ago, and I was talking to Alan a couple days ago, and just he goes, every at bat just felt like it was a World Series or a playoff at bat. And for him, those are valuable at bats when you come back then to spring training and you're like, okay, am I going to make the team? Am I not? What's going to happen to me? But you just look at it from a position player standpoint, and even pitcher Kyle talked about it a moment ago with Jenny. It's just like, you could play 100 spring training games. It's not going to equal those 5 or so that you played in the WBC.
Yeah, not from an intensity standpoint, that's for sure. Tovar had a base hit through the left side. 0-1. Boy, I'm excited to watch him play every day. This 21-year-old has a chance to be special. And misses 1-1. He keeps putting on good weight, doesn't he, Huey?
Yeah. We talk about sneaky pop as a hitter. His is not really sneaky, though.
We saw him go over to center field wall a couple times in batting practice today. He's going to surprise some people. And mature and composed way beyond his years. One and two with Trejo at first. That gets to the backstop, so in the scoring position is Trejo. He represents the tying run now on the wild pitch.
We saw the base running of Ryan McMahon going second to third on the fly ball, and now you get another free 90 base hit. There's just the little things that, you know, I know Bud and his staff preaches.
And he gets Tovar to end the inning, but the Rockies get a leadoff double from McMahon and a 2-out single from Alan Trejo to get on the board. 2-1 in Scottsdale as we head to the 5th. Guardians leading the Rockies 2-1 with Jenny Kavner, Jeff Houston, Kelsey Wingert's along. We're making her work a little bit. Brent Suter is now on board. The Harvard product.
That immediately puts him up there, but 6th appearance of the year for Brent. Parts of 7 years previous to coming over to Colorado with the Milwaukee Brewers, where he's 36-19 with a 3.51 ERA and 196 ball games, 39 starts. And talk about somebody that does not need a pitch clock to get going. No, Brent Suter, he's ready to go. They can hardly flip that pitch clock from 15 to the next 15 before he gets the baseball.
No, there's Kelsey. I'd say we weren't lying. There you go.
You've just been so excited, Huey, with the claps.
Everything. It's so great. Like,
there.
see you, see, well, okay, Drew, but Jenny, it's all. Drew and I talk like almost every day during the off season.
I know.
So.
I went down and saw Jenny for an inning. I've gone up and seen some of the beat writers. We've gone and seen PR. Came to see you guys. Went to the truck, of course.
Yes.
Nice play by Brent Suter.
Like I said, it's just nice to have everybody back together again. The family.
Yeah,
the TV
100%.
family.
You know, what's been great is I don't think I've seen Spilly yet this spring. It's been beautiful. Saw Sully, got to work the game with Sully.
There you go. Field your position.
Reynel Delgado swings and misses.
Spilly's been out here, though, huh?
Well,
he'll be here on Tuesday. I know that much. Oh.
That was a great effort at second by McMahon. That's always scary when the bat goes flying, especially in this case. The barrel of the bat went twice as far as the baseball went,
and it's going in the same direction. That's the thing. And you got the pitcher diving, Max trying to come in and flip it sidearm. So first you got to dive out of the way of the barrel of the bat, and then you're thinking, well, maybe the pitcher will get it. But nope.
So top of the order, here's Miles Straw, the former Houston Astro. Straw went deep yesterday. And the reason I say it with maybe greater inflection, he had not hit a home run since 2021 in any type of baseball environment. So, you know, if you're in that situation, you count those in spring training. They sit a little more prominent.
I did.
On your man. Yeah. Did you have some home runs in spring training?
A couple here and there.
There you go.
Yeah. But I understand the feeling when Miles hit that. Like, oh, what do I do?
You wanted to do the Jimmy Pearsall and run around the bases
the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Backwards, right?
Yeah, he just ran backwards.
Yeah.
Suter misses away 1-2. What was the highlight, Kelsey, of the off-season down in the ATL?
It's not exciting, but we renovated our bathroom.
Wow.
Not for the baseball broadcast, I guess, to go into detail. We can do that over a glass of wine, but big bathroom renovation.
I saw that on Instagram all the time.
Tremendously excited.
Yeah, you did nice.
We took that baby down to the studs, man. Yeah. Wow. Oh, it was a complete. So that took up a lot of the off season.
Did you do some of the work actually?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I had to get out of bed by 10:30.
I was talking about
by 10:30.
Yeah.
What an invasion of privacy.
This job.
Yeah.
This job.
Well, that's I said that earlier on the air. It's like during spring training, you get up like at 5:30. For normally during the season, it's 10.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that was a big highlight. Sleeping, lots of sleep.
I mean, anything else would have to be so far down the list.
But then Casey's a pitching coach for the high school down there,
Yes.
so that started back
They're
up.
in their season.
Okay.
I've already been spending all my evenings at the ballpark.
See, perfect.
The team ERA to Casey's approval.
Pitching's really good. The pitching's been really good.
Miles Straw leans on this towards left center field. This is going to touch down and roll to the wall. And around third is Delgado. He's coming home, and the throw is not in time. So a run-scoring double for Miles Straw, and it's 3-1 Guardians.
Maybe Miles Straw was just waiting towards the end of spring training, but he get a 77-mile-an-hour breaker over the heart of the plate, takes it to left center field. And right into that gap, and for Delgado, that's an easy read on what you're going to do. Everything's in front of you, and then the ball just died at the wall.
Third plate appearance for Will Brennan. Double and a run scored, and there's a comebacker, and Suter's going to run at the lead shoulder right now. Straw has got him hung up. And you know what? Straw, once he got hung up, stayed in that long enough so Brennan could get to second. Some of those subtle little things, Huey, that, you know, if Cleveland gets a hit here with 2 outs, they get a run that they may not have been able to get.
You know, if Brent could have got him going just a little bit harder back to second base and then gave it up, where you could just make that one tag, you know, one throw tag, that wouldn't allow Brennan to get to second. But still, I like what Brent did, though. He cut the angle off. So he went over towards third base and got him going back towards second. That was textbook.
1-4-5 if you keep a book. Stephen Kwan with 2 outs. Kwan an RBI single in the first and a run scored. And he popped out his last time. Suter misses there. So it's 2-0. That's a good pitch.
I want to ask you too about the highlights of your off season, but there's 2 outs.
Well, I renovated the bathroom.
I did not.
I didn't, but I just felt like compelled to say that.
Let's share pictures of the renovation.
This is lifted to shallow right, and coming on is Chris Bryant to make the catch. We'll talk more about bathrooms and baseball when we come back. 3-1, middle of 5. Cactus League Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. Drew Goodman, Jeff Houston, Jenny Cavnar, Kelsey Wingert is off to get rest for tomorrow. Good to see Kelsey. Brian Servin 9-1-2 for the Rockies. Trailing 3-1. Daza and Blackman to follow. Shane Bieber still out there. Now in his last outing, Huey, he went 7 innings. And a lot of times in that final outing before the season starts, you'll see managers kind of back down a little bit. So, you know, Bieber, depending on how this inning goes, maybe it's 5 and fly, maybe he'll throw into the 6th.
For me, if he's built up, why?
Yeah, I mean, he's at 57 pitches. Probably, you know, I think he went close to 90 in his last outing, so 75. And then for Bieber, get ready for Cleveland's opening day.
Yeah, they open up in Seattle.
1-2 on Servin, and he catches the bottom of the zone. That's strikeout number 6 for Bieber. We'll bring up Daza. Jonathan is grounded to short and hit a fly ball to right. The Rockies outfield tonight featuring Tolley in left, Daza in center, Chris Bryant in right. I think an educated guess as to your outfield on opening day: Daza in center, Bryant in right, and Jurickson Profar, who was just acquired. And again, we talked about him in the open. Profar last couple of years with San Diego. He was a 2.5 WAR player last year. Is not yet with the club, kind of working through some visa issues. And, you know, when he does arrive, he's a veteran guy. He's playing in the WBC. So barring the unforeseen, you would assume he'll be in left field on opening day for the Rockies.
And I'm sure he's got a little motivation too, because they're opening up against the Padres.
Yeah, that's a great point, Huey. And he opted out. He had another year on his deal, but it was his option, and he opted out. And he was, kind of waiting, I'm sure, with his representatives of getting maybe a longer-term deal. And Daza goes down. 2 outs. That's 7 strikeouts for Bieber.
Well, and they've all been on the same off-speed pitch. He hasn't thrown the fastball by anybody. It's been all breaking pitches, 84, 85 miles an hour.
So Charlie Blackmon, who was hit by a pitch on the elbow guard his first time up, and then he struck out. Randall Grichuk, is swinging the bat and taking live batting practice, if you will. Probably just a couple weeks behind, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Estimate?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
1-2-3 inning in the 5th for Bieber. 3-1 as we go to the 6th inning in Scottsdale. Justin Lawrence will throw the baseball next for Colorado.
There's a look at Alan Trejo as we go to the top of the 6th here in Scottsdale. Of course, a member of the WBC for Team Mexico, as was Vinny Castilla, the bench coach for Team Mexico. You guys were one of the most exciting teams, I think, in the tournament. I know it was a heartbreaking loss in the semifinals to Japan, but what was the overall experience like this year?
Oh, it was an unbelievable experience. I've been part before in 2006, the first one as a player, and I got a chance to manage Mexican national team in 2009, and this one. And I think the first one and this one was the most great experience for me for all Mexico, because this year we go where we never go before until the semifinal, and we win a great game against Puerto Rico, and we almost got the game against Japan. That was one of the best games I've been watching. I've been on it, and that was an unbelievable experience. I have a blast.
I were talking earlier, Vinny, because soccer is just the prominent sport in Mexico. But did you realize when you looked around down here, especially that game against Team USA, then once you got to Florida, I mean, the fans really came out to support.
Yeah, I mean, this tournament bring a lot of new Mexican fans to baseball. I think this event promote the game a lot in Mexico, especially this year. Like I say, I mean, we had 22 million people in Mexico, and I think like 6 million watching those games. So that was a big time coverage and everybody was with Team Mexico. Everybody loved the guys, and I mean, that was unbelievable experience.
You got to keep your eyes on Alan Trejo a little bit more there. Just the competition level for him. How important was that going into a big year like 2023 will be for him?
I think that was very important for him. I mean, the games he played, man, it's like postseason games, World Series type of games. The games against Puerto Rico, the games against USA here with 50,000 people in the stands. The game against Japan, I mean, it's like a postseason game. So it was great for him to have that experience for this year, 2023, and I think it's going to have a big year for us.
It was announced today, Vinny, that Alejo Ruiz Montero wins the Abby Greer Award this year. Kind of the MVP of spring training. He's had such a nice spring. Obviously, it looks like he's going to start at third base with Ryan McMahon shifting over. I know you two have gotten to work together. What have you seen in his growth, even from, the major league experience he got last year?
He's grown, I mean, a lot. He's a more mature player. He got more confidence in his game, both sides of the game, offensively and defensively. So I think he's ready for this year. He's ready for establishing himself at the big league level, and I think he got all the tools to do that.
Rockies were able to pick up Mike Moustakas as well. Announced today that his contract was purchased. Have you gotten the chance to kind of be around Moose, and what do you notice that's maybe different for him now that he's healthy and retooled the swing a little bit?
I think he's going to help us a lot. You know, it's a guy to be in the World Series before. You got the winning experience in his resume, and I think bringing that to the Rockies is going to help us a lot. He's a great guy. He can hit. I know he got some power, and he played first base, third base, so he's very versatile, and I think he's going to help us a lot. He's a great kid. Everybody loves him.
Anyway, I always love seeing you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, Drew Huey. He says hello to everybody.
Tell Vinny hi.
Vinny's the best.
You know what? I enjoyed the WBC watching Team Mexico when he was like right next to Benji Gill, and I knew Benji way back with the Texas Rangers. So
yeah, you guys played together.
Yeah, so for me to be able to watch Benji and of course Cuz and Vinny, and it was just super special.
Justin Lawrence has been super special so far. A couple of quick strikeouts of Oscar Gonzalez and Mike Zunino. David Fry with a 3-2 pitch. And he's gone at the bottom of the zone. No, he's not. I had him struck out.
Well, so did Brian Serven. So Brian started to get out of his crouch like he was going to run back to the dugout.
That just missed. Fry to first. Jose Tena will come up. I love what Benji Gill, your old teammate, said after the tournament, and it was kind of repackaged by Mark DeRosa of Team USA, and that was the sentiment that baseball was the big winner.
Yeah.
You know, certainly congrats to Japan, but baseball was the big winner after the 2 weeks of the WBC. Look out.
Well, what have we been trying to say lately as an industry? We need to try to grow the game. And if that didn't grow the game, and Vinny was talking about what the impact it had in Mexico, but across the globe, the impact it will have. Kids watching that, oh, I want to be like so-and-so.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. 0-2 on Tena. And that's strike 3. So wonderful job by Justin Lawrence. He comes on and strikes out the side. He'll be part of that Rockies bullpen. There's Vinny. 3-1 Guardians.
Hey, it's that time of year again, Rockies fans. Colorado Rockies opening day at Coors Field is near. The Rockies host the Washington Nationals for opening weekend at Coors Field on April 6th through the 9th. So get your tickets today at Rockies.com.
High fly ball to fairly deep center field off the bat of Chris Bryant. Will Brennan's out there and he makes the catch. Bryant just missed that. So Shane Bieber continues on. He has one out in the 6th inning. Ryan McMahon has 2 of the Rockies' 4 hits, a single and a double, and he scored the Rockies' run in the 4th inning on a 2-out single by Alan Trejo. Fastball on the outer third, so it's strike 1 on Mack. One of the beautiful things about McMahon defensively, Gold Glove caliber defense at third, Gold Glove caliber defense at second. And he will be the Rockies' everyday second baseman with the unfortunate injury to Brendan Rodgers.
There's never, ever a good time for somebody to get hurt. And I feel so bad for Brendan because after what he did and what he's gone through with injuries in his career. And to be out, but as early as it happened, it allows Mack then to slide back over to second and get a lot of reps over there before the season opens up.
Yeah, and of course Brendan won a Gold Glove last year at second base. Mack's been a finalist at third base. A couple years ago, he was leading baseball among second basemen in DRS, was McMahon. 2 outs. Here's Moustakas. A couple of fly balls. And a deep fly ball to center field after the leadoff double in the 4th inning by McMahon that moved him 90 feet and ultimately allowed him to score on the base hit by Trejo. Bieber has been sharp all spring. He's been sharp tonight. Changes speeds on that slider of his.
A lot of times it's still to that glove side.
Guys just don't pick it up.
Yeah.
That is 9 strikeouts for Bieber through 6 innings. To the 7th we go. Cleveland 3 and the Rockies 1.
3-1 Guardians up over the Rockies. We go to the top of the 7th, and Mike Moustakas done for the day, but the day started so nice. Bud Black pulls you in his office, Moose, and he tells you you've made the team. You told me it was emotional. I mean, you've been at this for 12 years. I know you've had some injuries. I know things didn't work out in Cincinnati, but why the emotions today?
Yeah, you know, earlier this offseason, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come back and play. And, you know, to get back to this point and make this team, it meant a lot, not just to me, but my family as well. So they were always by my side, cheering me on and pushing me to keep going, and got to this point, and I'm excited to be a Rocky.
You told me you got to call your wife and kids. 4 children under the age of 6. You have your hands full at home, too. Are they excited to be wearing some purple and moving out to Denver?
Oh, absolutely. They're thrilled. You know, I told them, they were jumping around. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun to FaceTime them and see their reactions. They love baseball. They love watching us play, watching me play, and they're really fired up. So it'll be a lot of fun.
I talked with Hensley Mullins today, who's now the hitting coach for the Rockies, and obviously having a background with the Giants organization. He was around Barry Bonds a lot, and you told me there's a little bit of your swing that you've retooled that has to do with Barry Bonds' swing. Yeah. What specifically is it? Actually,
it's a lot. You know, I got to working with Marlon Byrd this offseason, and he got the luxury of playing with Barry towards the end of his career, and Barry taught him a lot, and you know, I was just soaking up everything I could from Marlon, and we talked a lot about angles with the hips and the shoulders, and you know, getting yourself into a good spot to hit, and kind of back to how I used to hit, and it's been pretty successful this spring.
And you get here, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and you start to hit. I mean, is that probably the rewarding part of knowing all spring? You think you got something going on, but then it's working.
Absolutely. You know, when you're in the cage doing flips or even in batting practice, you're not sure how it's going to translate into the game against live pitching against the best of the best in the world. So going out there and having some early success definitely, you know, was nice, and just got to keep it going into the season now.
You knew a couple guys in this clubhouse, obviously, being around, but was there friendships, like deep friendships coming in that really helped you transition quickly?
Yeah, you know, like you said, I know a lot of the guys in here. I played with Suter, and, you know, just playing against a lot of these guys for the last couple of years, I've been getting to know them, and KB and Chuck and all these guys. It's been awesome. They welcomed me right away, and it's been an easy transition to this clubhouse, and just again, happy to be here.
Before I let you go, I have to know what you want Rockies fans to cheer when you come up to the plate. Is it Moose?
They can cheer whatever they want. I'm happy to be a Rocky, and it's been awesome. They can do whatever they want. We're here to play for them, and we're out here to win some ball games. So whatever they want to say, I'm good with.
I think the Moose will run deep. I think you'll really enjoy opening day at Coors Field for sure, and we're just excited you're around. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Jenny, thanks. And you and I getting to know Moose the last couple of weeks since his arrival. Good man. Good man, good player, too.
Player.
I mean, when he's right, he can swing it.
You know, Jenny asked a great question, too. What's it like when you come in here? You immediately, as... Let's see if Alan has a shot at this. No. But somebody that's, you know, coming in a little bit later, and how's it going to work out? You immediately have to impress. Okay, you don't have that luxury as some of the other guys. So you got to make sure your swing's right, and right from the get-go. And I think we saw that from Moose, and saw that he's healthy, too.
Yeah, pretty good resume for Mike Moustakas. Leadoff triple by Tolentino. And this is pulled to first. And Grant Levine, who's now at first base, eyeballs Tolentino. He just gets to the baseline and tags out Reynel Delgado.
Well, you don't want to turn your back and run to first base with that runner at third. You want to keep everything in front of you.
So 1 out. Sterling Romero is going to pinch hit for Miles Straw. Good breaker from Brad Hand. Brad Hand's another guy that the Rockies picked up in camp, former All-Star, former elite left-hander. Late in ball games.
Well, and he's worked late in games. He's 129 career saves.
Good sweeper there, 1 and 2.
7 years where he's had at least 20 saves. So yeah, it's
good, experienced arm. Who had a solid year with Philly last season. Gets a strikeout of Romero. 2 gone.
Well, and he has experience too in this division. That helps. After playing for San Diego, it's 2016 through 2018. Big bender sweeper. Working away from the left-handed Romero. That's what Brad can do. He can pile up some strikeouts.
You know, we talked about Profar being signed, Moustakas being signed after the injuries to Rogers and Sean Bouchard. With Brad Hand, as Will Brennan takes inside. When Lucas Gilbert went down, the Rockies had an additional,
which is good because
late in ball games, and if one could get a left-hander, if a team could get a left-hander, that would be an added bonus. The Rockies were able to sign Brad Hand. This is a good pitch that tied up Will Brennan. So good job by Hand after giving up the leadoff triple to Tolentino. He gets the next 3, keeps it a 3-1 ball game.
Hey, opening day is almost here. On Thursday, April 6th, we'll be welcoming fans back to 20th and Blake with a 2023 magnet schedule courtesy of Aero Electronics. Make sure you get to the ballpark early to get yours.
Sounds good. Bottom of the 7th, Michael Toglia with Shane Bieber still out there and still spinning that power slider of his. And Toglia takes it to the bottom of the zone. And it's 0-2. Michael has struck out twice on a version of that pitch.
Yeah, he's gonna be seeing that in his sleep tonight.
That is one with more depth to it, and that is 10 strikeouts for Bieber.
Now the 3rd time too, he's got Michael tonight, all on the same pitch. That one was more, he took a little bit off of that one, but every strikeout tonight has been on a variation of that off-speed pitch.
Pretty good guy if you're Terry Francona to say,
well,
hey, you got opening day. They pitched well as a team last year. They played baseball well.
Yeah.
Fundamentally. They were 4th in the American League in ERA. Their pen was 3rd. Their starters were 5th overall. Mentioned this earlier. They played really sound defense. They were 2nd in the American League with 119 stolen bases to the Rangers 128. And then it helps that 90 play up. Again, he used to be a mid-90s guy. He's 3 ticks below that on average a year ago from several years back.
But when you could spin it up there and put that in the hitter's mind, and then he tried, said, here's my fastball, hit it if you can, but you're so locked up on that breaking pitch, that curveball, slider, whatever you want to call it, that you can't catch up to the fastball.
Trail fouls that off.
He'll be opening up in Seattle against Luis Castillo for the Mariners.
And 2 teams that were in the postseason a year ago. 2 teams with lofty aspirations in 2023.
And honestly, you could have given the American League Manager of the Year to either one of those guys. Talking about Terry Francona or Scott Service.
Absolutely. 11 strikeouts for Bieber.
Well,
and he has struck out 4 in a row as Ezequiel Tovar will not face Bieber. That's a pitch count.
Terry.
Deal. So Terry is going to go out, and Bieber slaps the chest protector Mike Zunino, and he'll walk off. I would say he's ready for opening day for Cleveland. Cactus League Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. 2 out in the 7th for the Rockies, trailing 3-1. Upstairs with Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. Jenny Kavnar's in the dugout, and here's one of the top setup men for Cleveland and really in all of the American League last year, James Karinchak. And on one pitch, he gets Ezekiel Tovar. And that's all for the Rockies in inning number 7. So it remains 3-1. Karinchak's probably worn out right now after that outing.
Lead 8, bearing down on the final 4. We're excited. Alan Trejo and I are excited, amongst others. It's a good win. They tried to bully us. We didn't have it. We bullied them back. They're a good team, Alabama. But we got them. We played great. Go Aztecs.
There you go. Go Aztecs. They'll be representing in the Elite 8 tomorrow. Of course, Bud Black, Alan Trejo, as you mentioned. Keith Duggar, head trainer for the Rockies, also a San Diego State grad. But look at this representation in the Elite 8. Florida Atlantic, they punched their ticket to the Final Four. That is Austin Gomer's alma mater. He was ear-to-ear grinning in the dugout earlier today. Gonzaga, Mike Redmond not going to be so happy. UConn crushing them to get to the Final Four. That's the home of Scott Oberg. I was talking with him earlier today. Of course, he's now a special assistant with the Rockies, and he enjoyed that thoroughly. Brett Boswell, he's out in center field right now. He went to Texas, so great representation. And Buddy saying today, guys, that of course the March Madness, the brackets, all those things, they've been part of the clubhouse at spring training for decades, and so it's really fun now that a lot of these guys have a school invested in.
It's neat stuff, and we chatted a lot about San Diego State earlier, but Florida Atlantic. Who had Florida Atlantic in the Final Four?
I did not. They weren't in my Final Four bracket.
Honestly, if you quit, and I know they won a lot of games during the regular season, but I would have been hard-pressed to tell you they had made the tournament before I actually saw their name. Denelson Lamet gets a swinging strike on Oscar Gonzalez. Quan flew to center, and Boswell. One out in the 8th.
I was just, shocked a little bit how bad UConn beat Gonzaga today by 32.
I was shocked by that. It was a 7-point game at halftime, 39-32. Mike Redmond, apoplectic at the outcome of that ball game. 1-2 on Gonzalez. Slider from Lamet is in the dirt, 2-2.
Well, Scott Oberg's not going to be happy, though, with the UConn women losing today to Ohio State. First time in 14 years they have not been to the Final Four.
I didn't realize that. They went down?
They went down by 12 today.
High fly ball to fairly deep left field, but playable out there for Jimmy Herron. Just came into the ball game. Melbreeze Valoria is going to pinch hit for Mike Zanino.
Denelson, 7 innings of work this year and 7 ball games for Denelson. There was some maybe talk from the outside, hey, would Denelson become a starter? But I think the Rockies the whole time just envisioned him as a reliever. It's been a few years since he was a starter for San Diego, and then after having the injury, and said, nope, this is where he's better suited.
On the inside corner for a strike, 0-1 on Valoria. check, Huey, because we're on the air again tomorrow.
Day
Split
game, by the way.
Day game. Yeah, day game. Sunday's always day game.
Okay.
Well, unless you're on Sunday Night Baseball. Rockies will be playing the Cincinnati Reds. The split squad also has a team going over across town, way across town, to Glendale.
Yeah, Camelback Ranch.
Where the Dodgers and White Sox share a facility. So the Rockies will take on the White Sox.
So Kyle Freeland said to Austin Gomber, I'm the veteran here. I'm going to stay home and pitch here, and you can go across town and pitch against the White Sox. No, he didn't really say that. Not that I'm.
Do you think he was thinking that?
He was thinking it.
He went, and Lamet with a 1-2-3 eighth inning. 3-1, Cleveland leading. 5 days in front of opening day in San Diego for the Rockies.
Compete to win the ultimate baseball game day experience with MLB Opening Day Pick'em. It's presented by Chevrolet. Restrictions apply, so see rules and enter at MLB.com/pick'em.
All right, Huey, we can tell you that Nick Sandlin is now on the mound for Cleveland. Brian Serven is going to lead things off for Colorado. Brian's 0 for 2. He is the last of the starters in the game. Brian getting a third AB. And there's been a complete line change. I mean,
yeah,
new pairing on the blue line in addition to 3 new forwards.
Well, I didn't think the Avs were playing down here in Phoenix until tomorrow.
Are they playing back-to-back games? They just beat the Coyotes.
Yeah, last night. Yeah, they had the day off, and then they'll play over at Mullet Arena tomorrow.
In front of
5,000.
5,000, and that's a sellout there.
Yeah.
On the campus of Arizona State University. The 0-2 is hooked to short. It's Yordis Valdez making the play. Here's Coco Montez. He's had a good spring. Coco Montez is a nice looking prospect. He's got some power. Can play across the infield. That's a foul ball.
Well, I know that, you know, listen to the Bud talk, they're going to also run him to the outfield.
And when you see and hear that, you can assume that the organization is viewing you as a super utility type player. Now, I think every kid wants to come up, get to the big leagues, and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm a third baseman, or I'm a starting shortstop, and I'm going to get 150 ball games a year out there." But you know what? If a team views you as a potential big leaguer, but one of your strengths is also that you can play everywhere, well, that ain't bad either.
No, and you never know where that opportunity might come up. Could it come up in the outfield? Could it be at second base? Wherever it may be, you want to have a little bit of experience, though, playing that other position.
Montez goes down here. 11 strikeouts and 6 2/3 for Bieber. Strikeout number 12 on the evening for the Rockies. Charlie Blackmon is going to take his make his fourth plate appearance of the game. He's the DH tonight. Again, Charlie coming back from some back spasms, back tightness over the last 10 days. So important for him to get his timing in the waning days of spring training. That's why he's getting the fourth AB tonight.
I know.
Hit by a pitch, strikeout, and a ground out.
CJ Cron's also been dealing with some back issues, but today I watched him take ground balls, turn double plays, do it all on the backfield. He looked like there was no indication that something was wrong. So that was good to see.
You have the luxury in spring training of being a little more cautious, especially with veteran guys.
Whereas maybe during the regular season, they pushed to get back in the lineup a little bit sooner. This is clubbed a long way, but foul.
Or a young guy might not even say anything.
Yeah, if you're in battle trying to make a club, sure.
You're like, okay, I'll figure it out at home tonight, or I'll try to get it loose in the morning before anybody gets you.
Here's the 2-2. And Charlie goes down. So a 1-2-3-8 between Bieber and the Cleveland Pen. They've held the Rockies at bay tonight. Practice League Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Birch Prospects, your college athletic recruiting service on a national scale. And you know, one day, our little fella's going to be calling Birch Prospects.
You're going to see Lou in San Diego?
I spent, we'll see Lou in San Diego, Lou Birch, Birch Prospect. Spent a day with Lou in Los Angeles about a week ago. He does a fabulous job. Here's Daniel Bard. This is a really important inning, and I think for people that have followed the WBC, you understand why I'm saying that. Daniel, who has been splendid in a Rockies uniform and become dominant again as a closer, had a rough outing. It's the only way you could describe it, against Venezuela about a week ago in the WBC. There were a couple of walks. There was wild pitch. There was a hit batter. Unfortunately, it broke the thumb of Jose Altuve. So this is his first time back on the mound since then.
Well, I think
you want to see Daniel. Daniel wants to see Daniel, pound the strike zone, get back in rhythm.
Well, for Bud and Daryl Scott, the pitching coach, it's the same thing. They just want to see Daniel being Daniel. And it really comes down to the mechanics of what he's able to do out on the hill.
So here's David Fry. And that fastball pulled outside, ball one. Brian Servin still doing the catching. In the air to deep right field, and this one's going to leave the yard, the opposite field. So David Fry with a home run to right to make it 4-1.
He just kind of reached out and touched that, and it just kept going. It got at the barrel on it. Took it over into the grass berm. See, they set up a way, it leaked back middle. That pitch was supposed to be 3 inches further outside, and it didn't get there.
95 just missed. Yordis Valdez, switch hitter in from the left side. First at bat for Valdez. There's a slider on the back door, 1-1. First time got to look at the pitch comp from the pitcher's standpoint. It was a good job of framing that pitch in the upper corner of the strike zone, so it's 1-2. Chased a fastball tailing away, so a strikeout after the home run. Valdez is gone, and that'll bring up Pedro Hernandez.
You mentioned the pitch comp for the pitchers and how they're, last year they used to have to wait for the catcher to give the signal of what they wanted. I like putting it back into the hands of the pitcher. He's the one that has the baseball.
The only thing I'll say is it's another element that speeds up the game, which is a good thing, because now there's less time between action. This is Weekly hit to second, and Hunter Stovall's over there, 2 gone. But it was nice to look in with our crew. Eric Ferraro directing is able to, show us signs, and you kind of had an idea. Okay, here's what's coming. Well, there's only 2 people on the planet right now that are going to know that.
That's where I wish they would give us a bug too, to let us know.
Yeah, well, actually, the middle infielders know too.
Yeah.
And for Daniel Bard, after giving up the home run, he did it, I'm sure, exactly as he wanted to. And that was pound to strike zone. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cleveland up 4-1.
Now the Guardians up on the Rockies 4-1 as we travel to the bottom of the 9th inning. And we've been talking about the pitch clock a lot tonight. I want to go to the average time of game. You go back to 2021, 3 hours and 10 minutes. Last year dropped down to 3:04, but baseball still wanted to implement some more. How about this spring? 2:39 has been the average game time. There's just less standing around, less non-action in the ball game. And we talked about, time between innings, or if nobody's on, it's 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Right now, we're sitting at 2 hours in this ball game.
Huey, I was going to say, we're actually right at 1:59.
Okay.
1:59 as the former Clemson product, Davis Sharp, takes the mound against Grant Levine.
Yeah, we got to go back to the Josh Fogg game in Seattle way back when.
Yeah, nobody was sleepless that night because it didn't take long enough.
What was it? 1:57 or one? It was below 2 hours. That's a game that he threw that he had faced 29 batters.
And he threw like 77 pitches. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
And Fogg always worked quick.
Yeah, but he was working extra quick that night.
So here's Sharp against Levine, and that was a swinging strike. So it's 0-1 on Levine. First plate appearance, 1-1. First plate appearance for Grant. Former second-round pick out of a New Hampshire high school. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cuts inside, and I guess we were 1 pitch off, so that is ball 4. That'll bring up Brett Boswell. That's the Rockies' first base runner since Alan Trejo had that run-scoring single in the 4th. Between Bieber and a duo of relievers, there were 12 in a row set down. So Boswell grounds out. Levine to second. Here's a young man coming up, Huey, and I know the Rockies are really excited about. Jordan Beck, who was drafted last year out of Tennessee. This is an athletic, big, strong outfield. A lot of power. Runs pretty well, and he lines a base hit to right center field to bring home Levine with the Rockies' second run.
I love it.
Very good for Jordan Beck.
Right, come out. First pitch you see, take it to right center field. That was just a flat slider, but sometimes you get over anxious in these situations. You pull off it, you roll over it, and Jordan took it to right center for the RBI.
So Jimmy Herron, who's been in the ball game last couple innings in left field, he'll step up, and he takes ball 1.
Okay, so I just got clarification and confirmation, I should say, from Corey Sullivan. Thank you for watching back home, Corey. Said the Farger game 1 hour and 52 minutes, faced 27 batters. I knew it was right around the minimum, but I forgot how he got out of it. He had 5 double plays turned behind him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dragon Slayer.
I wonder if he still has that painting up in his house.
Which he does. If you were known as a Dragon Slayer and someone commissioned a painting,
I'd commission 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2, and you have them in every room.
Yes, yes. Maybe more. That way the kids would have one in their room too.
I don't know if Wendy would let that fly.
Probably not, but hey.
It's good in theory.
Someone can dream, right?
That's right. 3-2 on Heron. 1 out, 4-2, bottom of the 9th. Rockies trailing. Jenny interviewed Kyle Freeland earlier. Heron draws a walk. Kyle will be pitching on TV tomorrow.
It's Derek Law for Cincinnati.
Aaron Shunk is coming up, and I was at a game earlier this year where I believe Aaron hit a walk-off home run. He could do it right here again.
Why not?
Two strikes on Shunk. Not this time. 2 outs.
Fell behind, had the opportunity, fouled one off, and then pulled the string on the breaking pitch. To get Aaron.
So Hunter Stovall with 2 outs and 2 on. Fastball a little too tall at 91. One ball, 2 strikes on Stovall. They're old school. They're flashing a series of signs, not using pitch count. And this is right back at Sharp, and that'll end the ball game. So the Rockies get a run on the base hit by Jordan Beck. The final score: Cleveland 4 and Colorado 2. Quick impressions, Jeff Houston, on the ball game tonight.
Well, I'm looking at the box score. A couple base hits by Mack. That was nice to see. And then Moustakas, you know, coming out, getting some good swings on. But I think we saw tonight why Shane Bieber is one of the best pitchers in the American League and all of baseball.
Yeah, he was terrific. And Cleveland able to win. You see Daniel Bard. Good to see Daniel back out there after the WBC. Gave up a home run, but then got 3 quick outs after that. And we march closer to opening day in San Diego. The Rockies and Reds tomorrow on television. That'll do it tonight. Again, the final score 4-2. The Guardians over the Rockies. For Jeff Hughes and Jenny Kavnar and our entire team, We say goodnight from Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm Drew Goodman. Again, more spring training baseball tomorrow. 1 out west, 2 in the Mountain Time Zone.